Hello and welcome back to the Snooker Shed, and this time we're going to talk chalk part 2.
I saw Snooker on the TV and that was the end of it.
So let's get cracked on with tonight's video, and I'm going to say a big hello to Rob Day, who just cost me 25 quid, and he asked me to look at KAMUI ROKU Chalk. This one was supplied by John Parrott's shop. It cost 25 quid. I can't believe we paid 25 quid for a lump of chalk. But let's just see how good this is in comparison to this one, who was asked by the Snooker 1984, who's asked me to look at Taom V10, and this one was supplied by Yorkshire Snooker, which is Rebecca Kenna's shop. Let's see how they both compare. This one was £15, the usual price for Taom stuff. Okay, so Taom V10 for the Snooker 1984. What I'm going to do is exactly the same as what the review was the last time. So we'll just make sure that the tip is clear of any chalk. And we'll give the cue ball a good clean, make sure that there's nothing on the cue ball at all. Yeah, I like to keep my balls clean. So, okay, let's look at the first thing. How well does the V10 go on the tip? I'll just build it up. And I have to say, I'm really impressed. I really like how that goes onto the tip. It covers well, and been playing with it over the last 2 or 3 hours, what I have found is that it does cover and stay on the tip really well. So let's go on now and play the 3 shots. We're going to play the stun, the screw back, and the top spin shot. And let's see how this stuff reacts to the cloth, the cue ball, and the striking. Let's play the stun shot. Okay, so looking at the cue ball, you can see that it's just a tiny glimmer of a green strike there. It's quite difficult to get in the camera, but there's a definite green circle on the cue ball. Looking at the table, as expected, absolutely nothing at all on the table. And did the shot play well? Yes, it did. I felt I had good grip on the cue ball using the V10 chalk there. Right, let's move on and play the screw back shot. So on the screw back shot, I can't see a single thing on the cue ball, which is really good. Really good. Yeah, not a thing on the cue ball for that screw back shot. Again, no chalk on the table at all. How did the shot play? It felt good. I didn't feel like I was going to lose any grip as I delivered the cue forward. So let's play the top spin shot. Okay, a wee bit of chalk on the cue. Nice gentle feathering of the chalk on the cue, which is something we're going to discuss. Okay, let's play top spin with a little bit of run inside. So, grabbing the cue ball back, let's have a wee look after that top spin shot. And what we can see, it's very faint, but there is a chalk mark right there, just where my tip is. It's really difficult to get this on camera. We'll take a picture and see if we can get it clearer there. But yep, you can see there's just the tiniest faint of that V10 on the cue ball. So what did I think of the V10? I have to say it's probably the best one out of the TAOM chalks that I've used. I've been using the Barrow for quite a while. Then I switched over to the soft chalk, but I think this is going to be the one that I'm going to use for a wee while and just see how it goes. The reason being is that it covers the tip much better than I think the Pyro does. But going back on this, we had problems, I've had problems leaving chunks on the cue ball, and it's all been down to over chalking the cue. So Rebecca Kenna replied to the comments the last time, giving me a little bit of advice how to use this TAOM chalk. And really, when you're playing snooker or pool, you don't think about how you use chalk. You just chalk your cue and go and play your shot. But with this stuff, what she said was when she uses it down at the shop and when she's playing in her games, it's more of a light feather across the tip. So really, it's just a gentle movement across the tip rather than this chucking it on really firm. It's more of a gentle move across the tip with the chalk. And I found that using the Pyro, back to that, it really worked. I was finding I was getting very, very little of those clumps of chalk on my tip when I was playing screwback shots. Thank you very much, Rebecca. Okay, Rub Day, this one's for you, the KAMUI ROKU Chalk. Right, let's open this up. See what's inside. Oh, it's a very large lump of chalk, I'll give it that. Differently shaped as well. I'm sure they say this is the softest chalk in the world. Let me just compare that to a V10 and a triangle. Okay, so let's just quickly have a look at the comparison on size between the three chalks. So we've got the V10, which is definitely the baby chalk here. That's the smallest. Then we've got the triangle and then the KAMUI chalk. But what you've got to remember that the price of the KAMUI chalk is worth 50 cubed, a triangle chalk. I mean, that is a lot of snooker that you can play with triangle chalk. Okay, let's see how this stuff goes on the tip. It's made in Japan, and normally the Japanese do make stuff really, really good quality. Right, so let's just get this on. Just loading up the tip here, but what I can see is that it isn't covering as good as the V10. This does seem to be small areas where the tip isn't holding chalk. But let's play the three shots bit and see how it goes. Let's play the stun shot. Okay, so our £25 lump of chalk has certainly left its mark on the cue ball. A big mark on the cue ball. And to be honest, what I tend to do find is when I play stun shots, I think it's because most of the tip is in contact with the ball, because it's almost the centre ball I'm striking, that it probably leaves a mark. But yeah, it's quite a big mark. It's quite a big mark there. Okay, on the screwback shot, once again, we can see this lump of chalk on the cue ball. Okay, let's give the cue ball a quick clean. What I do notice with this chalk though, when it does go on the cue ball, it does come off quite quickly, but going on the cue ball is just something you don't want. Okay, with the follow through shot with a bit of run inside. And again, another mark of chalk on the cue ball. Okay, let's play with this further. I want to get my £25 worth, Rob. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chalk up the tip and I'm going to play 9 shots without chalking it again. And two things I'm going to look for. One, when does it stop marking the cue ball, what shot? And when does it miss cue? How far? Will I get 9 shots with one chalking? Let's find out. So, the end of the Roku 9-shot experiment. The first thing I'm going to say is at no time did I think I was going to miss cue. The grip between tip and cue ball felt really, really good. Did it mark the cue ball? Yes, every single shot. When I was playing a shot and seeing the cue ball go past me, you can see the marks rotating on the cue ball. One of the things I did notice when I've been using this is I feel like I'm getting that little bit more action on the cue ball. So I'm getting a little bit more screw back, I'm getting a little bit more side, and I'm also getting a little bit more deflection on the cue ball as well. Now if that's down to the grip that the Roku Chalk has given me, then that makes it a really top chalk. But you've still got the cue ball constantly being marked. So if you can work yourself round the habit of changing how you chalk, and I would think that's going to be really tough because we do chalk a lot. We chalk every shot. But if you can change that habit and you're happy to pay £25 for a lump of chalk, then this one might be just for you. So if you'd like to win this lump of Roku chalk, a hat or a t-shirt, we're going to be giving them away in the 1,000 subscriber giveaway and thank you video. All you have to do is leave a comment down below and of course subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Once you've done that, go onto the Facebook page and join us there. When we pick out the winners, we'll contact you privately on the Facebook page to get your address so we can post you your winnings. Guys and ladies, it's absolutely fabulous to have you along here in the journey with me at the snooker shed. And it's great that you watch the videos, you comment and you hit that like button and also subscribe. It's been a great journey so far and I'm hoping it can go on further. One last thing to say, Roku, I'll see you on the keyboard.
I saw Snooker.